and company legislation. A very interesting book for all of you. Now get comfortable, cozy up, snuggle in bed under your warm covers, and listen. Contents. The text of the legislation incorporates amendments and repeals. Blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to read them all. Companies Act 2006. Things like a company's capacity, registered office and name, bringing on a new director, removing a director, director's liabilities. So you need to know the difference between a partnership and a company. Do you know the difference between a public company and a private company? There's limited companies and unlimited companies. Audits. Share capital. Share capital and its own shares. Treasury shares. Purchase of own shares. Private and public companies, like I just mentioned, register people with significant control. Certificate of transfer securities. Company charges, arrangements and reconstructions, mergers and divisions of public companies. Takeovers. Fraudulent trading, naughty. Offences under the companies. Dissolution and restoration of the register. Supplementary provisions. Business names. Northern Ireland. Very first page for the Companies Act. Part 1. General Introductory Provisions. 1.1. In the Companies Act, unless the context otherwise requires, company means a company formed and registered under this Act, and that is A. Company so formed and registered after the commencement of this part, or B. A company that immediately before the commencement of this part. I know some things. Did you know that a partnership can be formed informally? You don't even need it in writing. As long as two people start behaving like they're in a partnership with the view of making profit, they're in a partnership. A company, however, has formalities and needs to be written and signed. It's different things, more, it's things have to be registered to be a company. But partnership can just happen. Even if someone tries to claim that it's not a partnership, they were acting and behaving. The actions look like they were in a partnership. Articles of Association. Those are basically rules that govern the way a company is run. Things that a company want to do, right? Like change its name. Even they can amend the model articles. So in case a company doesn't have their own articles of association, they can use the model articles under the Companies Act and then they all can also amend some things, but there are some things that can't be amended and that you can't conflict, and some things that you can. With a company, things need to be registered with the company's house, the registrar. The company's members of a company are basically its shareholders. Shareholders are the people who own the company. Directors are the ones who run day-to-day tasks in the company. Shareholders. Election. Overseas branch registers. Prohibition on subsidiary being a member of its holding company. Exercise of members' rights. Company's directors, appointment and removal of directors, mentioned earlier. General duties of directors. Declaration of interest in existing transactional arrangement. Transactions of directors requiring approval of members. Sometimes you need shareholder approval, and sometimes you don't. It depends what it is. Quasi-loans. Loans. There's exceptions to everything. Payment. Sometimes there can be substantial property transactions, also known as SPDs. Director service contracts. Directors' liabilities. Contracts with sole members who are directors. Basically, a shareholder and a director can be the same person. You can be a director and a shareholder, but you can't do both things at once. You either are a shareholder or a director when it comes to different things. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can be a director and a shareholder, but for example, if you're attending a meeting, you either have to attend as a director or attend as a board member. So directors will attend board meetings, shareholders will attend general meetings. You can't be both at these meetings, do you know what I mean? You either have to wear your director hat or your shareholder hat. The shadow director. Persons connected with director. Associated bodies corporate. Permissions. Derivative proceedings in Scotland. Company secretaries. Resolutions and meetings. So basically, when there's board meetings, there could also be general meetings and then other board meetings, and resolutions are what are to be resolved at those meetings. Like, for example, once you bring on a new director or remove a director, you need to have a meeting for that. And then all these different kinds of meetings require specific rules, how they're supposed to be called, how many people and how many shareholders or directors need to attend at this meeting. It's called quorum. Or what percentage of vote must be passed for a decision to be passed. It's a procedure. All the stuff I do during this course is all about procedure. It's procedural rules. Public traded companies additional requirements for AGS. So you have to know all of these stuff. Supplementary provisions, accounts and reports. Annual accounts. Director's report. Period allowed to filing accounts and reports. Filing obligations of companies entitled to small companies exemption in relation to director's report. Default to filing accounts and reports offences. Court order. Revision of defective accounts and reports. Supplementary provisions. Liability for false or misleading statements in reports and statements. Accounting standards. Companies qualifying as medium-sized parent companies. Companies excluded from being treated as medium-sized. Preparation filing of accounts in euros. Power to apply provisions to banking partnerships. Meaning of annual accounting-related expressions. Audit. Requirement for audited accounts. Appointment of directors. Auditors. I don't think we do anything to do with the auditors. Nope. We do directors and shareholders. A company's share capital. Shares, nature of shares, nominal values of shares, numbering of shares, transferability of shares. Allotment of shares. Existing shareholders' rights of preemption. Exception to right of preemption. Public companies allotment where issued, not fully subscribed. Public companies independent valuation of non-cash consideration. Alteration of share capital. Classes of shares, share and class rates. Reduction of share capital. Acquisition by limited company of its own shares. Redeemable shares. Treasury shares. Supplementary provisions. Ventures.